Hi, this is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington T-Touch practitioner for animals and people. This is Tristan. He's a Corgi, and we're here for an episode of Conversations with a Corgi. Hi, Danny. Hi, Amy. Hi, Joyce. Thank God some people are finding me this morning. We're running a little late because I decided that it was time for me to do an ionic foot bath for myself, and I only really have time before this on the weekends, and after you do something like that, you really want to get a shower. So it's kind of a whole production that might take an hour, and maybe this week I'll do a talk about ionic foot baths just to give you some information about them. I will not share the gross pictures of the water that your feet are floating in when you're done. But instead, today, on this yet another cold day in New England with the sun peeking through against the weatherman's predictions, we want to talk about the final phase of the trick dog titles from the AKC. So we've already talked about the novice, the intermediate, the advanced. What's better than advanced? That would be the title of performer. And for this, you have to include your application. You have to do a total of 10 tricks from novice, intermediate, and advanced are required. So remember, we already did 5 tricks for novice if you had a CGC, or 10 if you didn't. Intermediate was 10 tricks. Advanced was 5 tricks. So you must have all 3 of these titles on record, and you have to do a total of 10 tricks from all of those things, which, frankly, Tristan can do that. So for this title, the handler and dog must do 10 tricks that include at least 2 intermediate and 2 advanced. And I'm assuming they can be part of your handler's choice ones. For instance, Tristan jumps over my leg. He's short. I have to get down on the ground to do that with him, but it is a good trick, and it fits in well with things like his Russian dance that he does to the Nutcracker music. So it says the tricks may have a theme or a story. For instance, this is my dog Princess. Princess loves school. Here's what she does at school. She plays ball on the ground. Then she takes a nap, and so you can do those tricks that we talked about with like the dog covering herself with a blanket. So if your tricks have a story, tell us the basic idea on the back of the page. A story is not required, but can be very entertaining if you're at shows, events, or in a therapy setting. If the routine has a story, you can tell the story yourself, like the princess goes to school, or you can have a narrator read the story for you and give you cues about what the next trick would be. You are not allowed to use food lures, which means guiding the dog into position with food. So you can't do that for the performer title. And food and or clicker rewards may be used as reinforcers so that after your dog does the trick, you give them a click. Initially, when you're clicker training, you'll give them a treat and a trick. Ultimately, the poor kid only gets the click and no treat until you're done, and then you, of course, bury him in treats. So an example of this was launched on May 1st, 2017, so it hasn't even been a year that this has been out. Applicants for performer title had to send a video to the AKC. As of November 2017, evaluators are able to evaluate performer dogs along with the other trick titles. So you used to have to send a video. Now you can actually get an evaluator to do this. And if I were going to another event, I certainly would put this together. So this is what Tristan does. He has a couple of different things. One of them is he has a Sherlock Holmes routine. He's dressed as Sherlock Holmes. This was our version of dog dancing before I realized that my dog needed to step sideways and backwards. So he did a lot of tricks. So he has a Sherlock Holmes outfit, and we're playing music from Mission Impossible. And I, of course, have also dressed like Sherlock Holmes. Costumes, I think, are cute and add fun to the viewing audience. And then we come into the ring, and he does a variety of things like serpentines, following me. Of course, since we're only doing this at fun dog shows, he's getting treats. And then I have 3 cones set up. So there's been a crime. So under the cones are the evidence. So we have a dead mouse, which is a cat toy. We have a piece of cheese, and we have a cat who is hiding, who is the perpetrator of the mouse crime. So Tristan dances around. He does sit, stay, sit, stay. He comes up on his hind feet sometimes, and then I have treats hidden in order of ones he likes under the cones. I kind of direct him to which cone is first, or I line them up so that he goes 1, 2, 3. So he'll first get the clue, which is the half-eaten piece of cheese, which is in fact a big plastic cheese I've had since I was a little kid. Then he goes over and he knocks the cone over to get the mouse, which has catnip in it, and I put lots of stinky treats on him, so he actually picks him up, and I hold him up and show that he's dead. And then we dance around some more, doing jumping over my legs, going between my legs, and looking for the criminal. And I have a little set of handcuffs, and I keep looking at them going like, where is the criminal? And then we go to the last cone and pull out the cat, and I shake my finger at him like naughty cat. And then we put the handcuffs on the cat, and Tristan and I dance around some more, doing a variety of different tricks. And I think now, I've been working on high five, so now after we catch the cat, we can do a high five and then come out of the ring. So that's one of the kinds of little stories you can tell to get your performer trick dog title. We have another one that's even better for him, which is it's a Celtic dancing one, like a river dance music that we have. It's very lively and vigorous. And again, Tristan does weaving between my legs, jumping over my legs, sit, down, sit, come, sit, come, sit, come, sit, come repeatedly. We have a thing where I put my hands on my hips and I tap out one foot and then the other, and at the same time he's going like this, back and forth, tapping out his feet. And he, I don't know that routine has 10 tricks in it right now. We certainly could add the high five. He does standing on his hind legs and spinning in a circle. He spins right, he spins left. So I don't know, we might have 10 tricks if I tried. But that is an example of what you can do to get the performance trick dog title. And of course, as I said in the beginning, you have to have 10 tricks from novice, intermediate, and advanced to earn the performer title. So you have to have all 3 titles on record. And then you do 10 tricks that include at least 2 intermediate and 2 advanced. So those advanced tricks, just a quick reminder, were backing up, balancing a treat, rolling a barrel, or putting 2 paws up on the barrel, taking a bow. That's a great one if you're performing. Circle right, circle left, cover your eyes, cover up with a blanket, go hide, head down, hide your head, jump into handler's arms, jump over handler's back, turn on the light. We could do a light in our Sherlock one. Open a mailbox or a toy refrigerator and get something. Play dead. Scent some articles, which is what we're doing when we're looking for treats under the cones with the clues. Get a tissue. Sit or down at a distance of 15 feet. Take your toys, put them in the box. Weave poles. Handler's choice. We use speak and getting a treat from a puzzle. Could also use the puzzle as part of Sherlock Holmes. So you only need 2 of these advanced tricks, and then the intermediate tricks, and you need a total of 10 from these 2 things. So the intermediate tricks, you have to have at least 2, which include balancing a treat on your nose, carrying, catching, crawling on your belly, fetching, getting a treat out of a dog puzzle, go find something, go to your place, hand signals for sit, down, come, and stand, 3 in a row. Jump through the handler's arms, a leg weave, paws ups on the handler's arms. Pull a string with a toy on the end of it or a rope with something on the end of it. Push a button or play a toy piano. Roll over. The shell game, which is find a treat under one of 3 cups, which of course Tristan would be doing in his Sherlock routine. Sit pretty. That is either sitting up with your paws up like a meerkat, or sitting with your head tilted, both of which Corgis are good at. Wave goodbye, weave poles, a wobble board, or handler's choice, which we used to jump over my leg. So again, to get the performer title, you have to do 10 tricks from novice, intermediate, and advanced titles, which are required. So you must have 2 of each level from intermediate and advanced, but in theory, you could have 6 novice tricks, which are the easier ones, and then 2 intermediate and 2 advanced, and be able to put this together in a routine. So part of what's interesting about this performer thing is that it's incumbent on the person to put this together to make a routine, but they're all tricks that the dog already knows. So you just have to they encourage you to have a theme or a story. You don't have to. There's a guy that I see at the fun dog show sometimes who has a poodle or something like a poodle, who is a very, very good obedient trick dog, more than I'd like my dogs to be. But that dog has learned things like jumping over the guy's back, jumping through hula hoops, and he just does them one after the next. And so how the guy has those tricks arranged is in an order of whether they're airborne, medium level, or on the ground, because he has to get up and down to do it. And the dog is really good. So he's not really telling a story, but he's moving through space, either laterally, vertically, or horizontally, so that he can get through all of his 10 tricks, and he easily has 10 tricks. So that's what you need to do to be a trick performer, which of course encourages the idea of dog freestyle dancing, which is something I love. I loved dancing with my horses in freestyle competitions, and I love doing that with my dog. I love the costumes. I love the music. I love putting a routine and the choreography together to match the music. It's one of the things that I really enjoy. I hope Tristan likes it because he gets to do a lot of running around in costumes. And it makes people happy to see your dog do this. Every year at the dog show, where we get to most often do our dog dancing, it's the last class of the show. And people are now waiting on purpose to see what Tristan will be doing, because he's so cute when he runs around the ring and does things. And of course, all of this is off leash when you're doing the performer level. And so you have a little factor there of your dog not running around and noticing other stuff in the ring and really paying attention to you. So it's a great fun thing to do with your dog and to work towards that performance, which, you know, if your dog has a good performance and it's down pat, you can do it at kid birthday parties, nursing homes. You might make a Christmas theme one with your dog waiting for his Christmas presents, and maybe he can pull things out of the bag and you can dress as Santa or an elf. I mean, is just so delightful for people. And these are really short. I mean, mine, I think they usually limit you to like 1 or 2 minutes when I'm doing a lot of these things. So they're not very long, but they sure are a lot of fun. Fun for you, fun for your dog, and fun for the people watching. So consider practicing some of the tricks that we've talked about. Go to the AKC website and download the trick dog titles, and then it has the directions and the list of tricks there. And then there's a more detailed booklet that goes with it that you can download or just look online that explains what some of these things are, like dog roll over, like, you know, how far over he has to go and things like that. So check it out. It's a fun thing to do with your dog, especially now when the weather's still not so good and you're indoors. And it's a fun thing to do with your kids and your dogs too. So consider the trick dog titles from the AKC and work your way up to performer. And then your dog can get to go to nursing homes and schools and do his little performances, and it really is fun. If you have a therapy dog, putting together a performance, even if you don't follow the guidelines here, some kind of little performance can really be cute to introduce your dog to the kids at the reading group. Sometimes in the library they don't let you to have the music playing, but you know, sometimes I've seen people just hum along while their dog is doing something, or they ask the kids to clap or something, which is probably louder than playing music. But it's a fun thing to do when you're taking your dog for therapy visits, to have a little performance put together. So we will be at our job as an educator tomorrow and either Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember. And so we will be back middle of the week with another episode of Conversations with a Corgi. Thanks for joining us today. Everybody have a great day. We have a little bit of sunshine here. It's a kind of a miracle. And I know other parts of the country are very cold in the south and in the plains. It's the winter that won't go away. We're wearing our scarf. We're staying warm. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks for wishing us a great day. You guys have a good day, too. We'll see you. Bye-bye.